So I'll just start with a quick overview of who we are and what we do. The Joint Waste Service was created in 2010, bringing together enablers Tamworth and Lichfield, and we believe it was the first joint in-house service. We currently have 80,000 properties in Tamworth, which are mostly urban, and Lichfield, it's a mixture of rural and urban. We sit in the bottom part of the South Staffordshire. Called Tamworth the Borough on the bottom, but it is what it is. Tamworth's small covering 12 square miles, whilst Tamworth's quite large geographically, it is 128 square miles. The Joint Waste Service is hosted by Lichfield District Council, it's overseen by a committee. So that's the Chief Executive, the leader, the portfolio holder, and relevant directors to local authorities. So you can imagine, trying to get decisions made can be quite fun when you're moving into lots of competitions. We operate a fortnightly collection service with reference form we put on our dual stream recycling and garden waste the next. Dual streams use flats and bins. The only exception is our rural properties. We may have fortnightly collection of their glass cans and plastics, and then a fortnight later we have our regular car because we need to use smaller single compartment terminals for that. Restricted access. Prior to 2018, our garden waste service was free, but a decision was taken in 2017 to start charging.
The sound just being online. Go.
Just keep going.
I'll keep on one side.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. So a decision was taken in 2017 by National Leagues for all and sent about that we used as a charge. Because the service wasn't mandatory, but we didn't want to stop it. So although we weren't the first in the country, just as fascinating before us, we were the first in Staffordshire to go live with the garden waste charge. At the same time as that, we were starting to look at digitising the waste service and providing all our services online. So we use garden waste as our large process. We work very closely with our partners, Alden Lee, Bartek, who we worked with for 13 years, I think at that point. It's now 18 years, we've come of age. Jarden, who won the contract for our CRM system, and of course Pergaserve, who were our general manager, Nigel, he didn't want to be mentioned, but he came across Pergaserve at one of the shows, I believe, and spotted their potential, and they were the only company who could provide the digital tie-in we were looking for. So we worked with our stakeholders to create an end-to-end process which reduced the need for any manual input. Because you can imagine testing and testing and testing. A lot of time spent looking at how much we should charge and the correlation between charges and sign-ups. We didn't want to deter residents from signing up, but we did want to make sure we covered the cost of the service. We also wanted to have as little impact as possible on our recycling rate and also to be able to use the existing infrastructure. So a price of £36 per year is acceptable, which seemed to address all those issues. As it's the low end of the range we've seen, hopefully we provide a good proportion of our residents to encourage them to sign up. The service is set up so it's a 12-month subscription running on a calendar year. So when we launched the service, there was only a 2-week shutdown, which is over Christmas. But in order to maintain the price at £36, what we did was increase the length of the shutdown. So now the collections start the last week of January and the first week of February. And during the shutdown, we use the organic airports to help with our Christmas collections, and then provide cover so we can do all our training and the price in the month of January. The price is fixed regardless of when you sign up, and there are no discounts and no concessions. This tied in with our ambition of making it a simple online process with an easy method for the residents, and it did require a little calculation to do before. Once the online forms were completed and the payment confirmed, the Jarvis system sends a message to Bartek, which adds the round on, gives it a live schedule with an end date of the 31st of December, And each night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, it sends an export file to parents, which they use to create our stickers and the pack, which you see with parents and online colleagues. Although the properties on the lifeguard wasteland, we do believe the stickers are important. It's needed, and it gives the crews a visible things well being, and we can't wait to see that when we're out there. And we are instructing our crews and struggling not to empty big with our stickers. We took the decision that we wouldn't remove any garden waste bins. It's been a free service, most households had it, but what we decided to do was to leave the bin on the property. We took the view that the bin was provided for the property, and there may be a time in the future that the resident might change their mind and sign on, so we left it there. It's not particularly popular, but we encourage our residents to use the bins for other things, so storing tools in, or seat cushions, or children's toys from the garden. We use the total number of subscriptions to determine the number of vehicles we send out each week on a day-to-day basis, which ensures that our resources are used efficiently. So in the winter, we might not send out 2 trucks a day, but in the summer, we can send out 5 or 6. In the first year, we sold 40,457 subscriptions, which was way above our target, which was set, which was for 33,750. And we generated £1.4 million of income. On the first day alone, we sold 2,247. 75% of the sign-ups were online, with people leaving over on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day. I don't know what 2017 Christmas was doing, doing all that. After go live, the contact centre only dealt with 900,000 inquiries and sign-ups on the phone and in person. We only had to employ 2 extra members of staff there for 6 months. We did do a lot of communications around the changing of service, and hopefully with that we actually had a really limited number of complaints. We got lots of inquiries, but we had 12 formal complaints in the first year. We've been running the service for 5 years now. To show you a few of our figures. As you can see, we've had a year-on-year increase in sales, except for last year, which we put down to the fact of being a very warm, hot summer, the winter growing season. And I think it very much may have had a little bit of an impact as well. The sales are coming back on track this year. Those figures are up until the end of August for this year. And we've still got a little bit of a rise to come in, because we usually get a little bit of children subscriptions with the leave for. Over 50% of our households have signed up each year, but that rate uses the total number of properties. It doesn't actually take into account the number of households that don't have gardens, such as apartment blocks. So it's actually a much higher proportion of sign-ups. Using those figures, 2022, we estimate 57% of eligible households have signed up so far, and this year about 56%. Our residents have also used the online channels more than ever, and as you can see, last year, 84% signed up online, so there really is a minimal landlord impact there. So what have we learned in our 5-year journey? We genuinely believe that a low price equals a high subscription rate, and therefore it generates more income. Automated processes make it easy for our residents to sign up, and having that, again, this is the money that we buy back into the service. Simple is best. No discounts, no concessions, makes the process and the customer journey much easier. It isn't always popular, but we encourage our residents to sign up as early as possible this year. We send out reminders end of October, beginning of November, to the sign-up start again, usually beginning of November. And to be fair, most residents who sign up for the sign up again by the time service starts in February. If a resident signs up before the service starts, the cost works out at £1.56 per collection. So it's cheaper if you think about it. Having the subscriptions going straight onto the rounds means that we can better plan and match our resources to demand. So we aren't sending trucks out that are just driving around and looking for bins, which also helps with our carbon footprint. We would definitely suggest making sure the terms and conditions are robust and have to be ready for us residents to receive. This stops us having to give out refunds, so we're very specific on non-collections from poor weather, or if residents say they no longer need the service. We do allow residents to move within the district to take their subscription with them, and we actually leave the subscription on the old property as well, so they can get a free to start off with, which we hope will then encourage them to sign on for the year after. As you can see, we're getting over 80% of our subscriptions online, but we still feel there's always a need for other channels. There's always going to be some residents who either will not or cannot sign up online, so we need to keep the channel relevant. So phone lines, and we do have some occasional people who log in, but most of the time it's still on the phone. We did get taken to small claims court once by a resident who didn't want us to, he wasn't happy with the wooden rooms and wanted garden waste bin. What the judge ruled was that he was classed as an involuntary bailing, which means that he was in ownership, asked to store goods against his wishes and were not within his ownership, sorry. So the legal redress for him was to take ownership of it and dispose of it legally himself. So there was no comeback on us. Whilst we're aware that the council are moving away from using stickers, we feel that there's still a need for them. We have a lot of properties that are on shared drives or have communal collection points, which will make it very difficult for the crews to identify, especially if they're all bunched together, if there wasn't something on them identifying as having a subscription. Having the charge for the garden waste has impacted on our recycling rate, and we have on average lost about 4,000 tonnes a year from when it was a free service. However, we also know that garden waste can be affected by the weather. So the worst 2 years we had, 2018 and 2022, but they were also the years that we had really long hot summers. Another thing which I didn't put here, but it's gone to mind, is that we've noticed that residents, when they sign up for the next year, have been asked to carry a volume a bit, and we noticed that our bin requests will go up. So that's something that we've had to tighten up on. I think if I'm paying for it, I'm going to have a brand new bin as well, if I'm just sitting. So what's next for us? Our politicians have decided that for the first time in 5 years, we're going to put the price up. Unfortunately, at the minute, we're in a bit of a political hurdle because Tamworth's got by-election coming up, so we can't announce what our price is going to be. We're looking at a price towards £40. They also want us to introduce direct debits and to encourage residents to use them instead of paying year on year. This is to ensure a steady income stream, but we don't know what the impact of that's going to be and how our residents will react. What will be a challenge to us is putting a pause in the process to allow for a direct debit cooling off period. This is something our digital team is currently looking at. At the moment, the instant the payment has been received, it creates a case that goes on to Biotech and sends off the export to Perm Serve. We now need to be put on hold until the payment is confirmed before those two actions can take place. And finally for us, $1 million question that we're all waiting to know the answer to: will we be able to carry on charging? It may help us to improve our recycling rates and take us towards our favourite 65%, that's our target, if we offer the service free, although we don't know whether we'll get back the tonnages that we've lost. It's like, we announced it last Wednesday, didn't we, to the answer, so we wait with bated breath. Simple and